All right, looks like we're live. Hello everybody and welcome to Sunday Coffee with Kerry and Russ. If you're new here, my name is Russ.
I'm Kerry.
And we are the Roads We Roam.
This is our weekly Sunday live RV chat where fellow RVers, people interested in RVing, or if you just want to chat, we all get together and we do this twice a week, Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern and every Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern. And Russ and I were just talking how football season started, so we were worried. We didn't know. We never did this during football season before.
Yeah, we started this just after football season last season. So it was interesting. We had 15 people waiting for us, which is always nice. We love that. Good Sunday, everybody. Let's find out who's in the room so we don't get too far behind.
While I do that, you take off your glasses because those sunlight's reflecting on them. You look like Mirror Man. There you go.
And I can't read what people are saying.
That's right. Okay, Buddy the Jeep Dog actually came in really early and got a special bonus because when I first put up the notification for the live stream, I didn't have the image that we usually put up, so I just snapped a picture of Billy.
Yeah, so she got to see Billy.
Yeah,
or they got to see Billy.
They got to see Billy, and then Russ had switched it out, so you're the only one that got to see it, so bonus.
Yeah, there you go.
Robin Taylor's on the way to the beach. She'll join us back in when she gets there. Mr. Lewis outside from his iPad.
Hey, Lewis.
Paul Chamberlain, RV reviews from the Air Force guy. And we have Deborah Cadabra, RV Nomads 365.
Hey guys.
Donna Delahanty.
Donna, as always, thank you so much for being here and pushing that like button. I saw you doing that. Thank you, Donna.
We have Rosebud's Travels, Lewis and Katie.
Cheers, guys.
Are here. And I think we're caught up with Miss Stacy Forrest. How could I miss Stacy Forrest?
I can't forget Stacy. Yeah, there's some other people in here. I can tell by the number of people, but they haven't chatted yet. So if you don't chat, we don't know you're there. Again, this chat is all driven by you guys. So let's find out what's going on here.
A few more people that we can say hello to, and then we'll kind of start talking RV stuff. Eagle's Nest.
Eagle's Nest,
Jim.
Cheers.
Justin and Christina's RV Van Life.
Hey guys.
From Canada.
Yeah.
Adria Chang from Florida.
Looking forward to seeing you at Tampa, Adria.
We have Katie D.
Katie D, looking forward to seeing you here at Hershey.
And the Montana Project,
hey,
Michael
guys.
and Trina.
We've got something going out to you. We've been so late on it, but we've got something going out to you. Kerry filled the
I could go get it.
No.
Just to show that we talked about this a long time ago. I'm really good. I buy something, and then it's in stages. And then I actually get the envelope. It's addressed. It's in an envelope. Now
so
I
the
just
next
gotta get
step is
the
to send it. Yeah, this isn't just return because you guys have been so kind to us. Sent us several hats, sent us some great wine and stuff like that. So we got you something from Montana. Just wanted to show our appreciation.
Yes, we saw it, and it had your name written
all over it.
Thought
of you guys immediately.
And you'll see what we mean by that after. Stop Eat and Explore has just joined us. It's Dave and Susan.
Hey, Dave and Susan.
They have a new channel. They did a Harvest Toast thing earlier this week. So we are currently...
We're in a Flying J parking lot.
Yeah, so
running our generator.
When I put up the notification, I put Carlisle, Pennsylvania. And then I found out that Carlisle, Pennsylvania is incredibly non-RV friendly. The Walmart there actually has a big orange sign that says no trucks or motorhomes allowed in the parking lot.
Even if you're shopping.
Even if you're shopping.
I guess there's a town ordinance, and the police will cite you if you're there. So we had to find a place, and this was kind of what we found. It's good though because we are right next to where we have to get an oil change, and boy, we jumped through hoops trying to find oil filters, and finally got the right oil filters, and I'm going to get it changed here. These people don't have the oil filter, but they said if you can get it, we'll do the work. So I got it. I was going to do it myself, but you know the struggle is one, you can't find a place that'll let you do an oil filter in their parking lot.
Yeah, if you're a full-timer.
Yeah.
And you don't have your own place.
So one, you can't find a place that'll let you do an oil change in their parking lot. Two, it's very difficult to get rid of used oil. You just don't want to dump it somewhere. That's not environmentally sound. You know, so finally we found a place that will do it. I found the oil filters and air filters, so we're going to go through that. But that was difficult. But while we were down here looking for a place to park where we wouldn't get a ticket or a citation, we found a Blue Beacon car wash or Blue Beacon truck wash. and we've seen a lot of other YouTubers go through those. And my stepfather, who is a truck driver, mentioned that he's seen RVs go through there. So we are going to take Boone through the car wash.
We will try that. We have not done it, and Boone is kind of dirty. So before we go to the Hershey RV show this week,
I washed him up in Montana, and then I've done some like hand washing up front to get all the bugs off.
I think this one will come out just a little better.
Yeah, well, yeah.
but you did a very good job. But that's a lot of work for just one person and a hose.
Yeah, it is a lot of work. I decided to do it once on my own, and I was like, wow, man, that was several hours.
They said our volume is lower than usual.
Okay, so the problem here is that we are connected through a splitter here. Let's see. Guys, let me know if that helped out a lot. Let me know if you can hear or if it's just lower. Because if you can't hear...
Now, I had asked, I usually sign on about 10 minutes earlier as Russ is setting up the equipment and start chatting with people. So if you get in the room early, feel free to say hi. And I had asked Rosebud's Travels, they're from Houston. I said, I've been watching the weather lately, and they've had some pretty hot weather. And they said, yeah, it's been crazy hot there. Okay. But it's a beautiful 77 degrees in Kentucky, the horse capital of the world, from S.A.S.E. Forest.
It's not bad here, but it's a little hot because we had to close everything up. Because being in a Flying J, we have this rig next to us has got their generator on right now, so it's loud. So we had to close all the windows up, and we decided to run our generator and our AC unit because it got stuffy in here once we closed up.
Yep.
So that could also have a little bit to do with the noise.
I'll move my mic up higher.
No, people are saying now that it's good.
It's better?
Now, so
okay.
yeah. Thank you so much for all the information, guys.
Yeah, we don't want you to have to suffer for an hour, so when stuff like that happens, just speak up, just like you did.
Yeah.
And then Miami is hot.
Yeah, as always.
That's Adria. And Katie D said, Boone is gorgeous. Great job. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Kerry had all the site there. I mean, really, I had very little to do with the planning and design of it. Yeah, I cut all the wood for the floor and stuff, you know, but that was all in Kerry's mind. And when she said the blue wallpaper and she ordered it, I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, yeah, that'll be good, babe. And it did. It actually came out good.
And then I put one patch of it up on the wall, and he looked at it, he said, great, it's going to look like the inside of a pool in here. And my heart sunk. I was like, he doesn't have the idea of how it's all
But we've always said, I'm very bad at, I mean, graphics, yeah, I can do with that in video and stuff, and I can see what I'm trying to do, but when it comes to a space, it's very difficult for me to see. But living, you know, being married to you for 28 years and going through different renovations, whether it's in sticks and bricks or whatever, I've learned to trust that you have good foresight, and you did. And I agree. I think it came out very nicely. I don't think it could have come out any better with two people with our skill sets. You know, maybe if...
With our skill sets, that's key.
Yeah, maybe if I was a little better carpenter or you were an interior designer, it could come out better. But I think for us, we did the best we possibly could.
Well, Adria said the video is too short, needed more detailed view.
We are doing that.
We will. I had gone through a bunch of other reno videos and looked at comments about what people had said on those videos and tried to factor that in with ours. And a lot of times people just want to go and get inspiration.
Yeah.
And so just a quick, this is what it was and this is what it can be. These are some quick changes. I will be doing a follow-up blog post especially, and if Russ wants to do a video with that, I don't want to add even more to your plate, but I think he might.
Yeah, I think we will. But I know Kerry's blog post, the one you've talked about, is all-inclusive. It's going to be crazy good. There'll be a lot of good pictures in there. She's actually going to talk about the design of this, how we design this bench.
For example, this bench, the covers for it, I had looked into getting cushions upholstered, and it would have been close to $700-800 if we had done that. All I did was buy some board and foam, glued them together, and I found these covers that are meant to go on a love seat. They were $15 a piece, so for like $60, I was able to cover the entire thing. What's great is you can pull them off and wash them, and when we have dogs and Russ living in the house, we need to be able to wash them.
You look like I'm dirty or something.
you get a little bit.
I'm sitting there, Russ. Talking about-
Hey, you go metal detecting.
Well,
you
yeah,
come
okay.
back all dirty.
Okay.
Or you go bottle digging with Brandon and you have rocks in your hair.
I'll give you that.
Okay.
But here's another thing too. Here's a little inside for you. Adria is the one that said it was too short.
Yes.
Yeah. Here's a little inside information that we didn't put in there. This bench, custom bench seat, all the inspiration came with overnight. We were going one direction. Kerry wakes up the next morning, which is kind of go time, and she says, we're going to do something else. We're going to build a bench. So another trip to
Another 3 trips.
to Home Depot, and we built it. And I tell you, I love it because it's 10 foot wide. We have a 10-foot wraparound, or not wide, 10 feet long. We have a 10-foot wraparound couch in our RV, and we have more space than we had before. So we could, 1, 2, 3, we could sit 10 people here easy.
Party time. Come
Yeah.
on over. No, so back to the comments. Rosebud's Travels asks, has anyone used Skyroam? I don't know what that is, so if anybody else in the room knows what it is, or if you've used it, let them know below, and I'll read it and share it with them.
So I know to stay away from Skynet. That's some dangerous stuff there.
I don't know what that is either.
That's what ran T3 Terminator.
Oh.
Was part of Skynet.
Okay. And Rosebud.
I know Chris there, if he's watching with Stacy, he's like, yes, we got a movie quote.
Rosebud's Travels, they're getting ready for that European trip.
Awesome.
But they can't ship their casita.
Yeah.
So they got to do something else.
I feel for you. I'm all teared up. I feel bad that you get to go to Europe.
Yeah. Somebody's got to do it though. Stacy said, in addition to the locations, being able to do your own oil change,
yeah,
it has to be very level area.
That's
for
true.
Where you're at too,
That's true.
And you can't really.
It's hard to find that. It is.
Diary of a Family said, "Is there a Blue Beacon truck wash nearby? A mile down the road."
Yeah, we just
drove
saw
by
it. Well, that wasn't in the schedule today. We drove past and we saw the Blue Beacon. I said, Kerry, check out what the hours are for that. And she said 24. So we're going to do that. Today's maintenance day. It's Live Chat Sunday and maintenance day for Boone.
He's well overdue. The last oil change we got was in Montana right before we left.
Yeah, we're about 400 miles over the 3,000 we want.
So we, I wanted to get that for sure.
That was a priority
because
today.
It's not as easy as just pulling into any old Jiffy Lube like what we used to with our truck.
Well, and let's talk about that. There are different things you have to think about too. This is your home. You have everything that you have here. You have some very valuable things. You have some things that are private or personal. You have your dogs. There is no place to go. So how long can you be out of it, comfortably out of it, when you have your dogs? And there's probably things you want to take with you, valuables, personals, and that sort of thing. So those are things that we have to think about right now. And the fact that this place said, hey, no need to schedule, just bring it in, we'll do the work, makes me think that it's not going to be there all day, that they're going to be able to get it done quickly. So that's important as well when you're living out of this.
Exactly. Two Doves is here. Hello
hey,
from
Ace
Minnesota.
and Amanda.
How are you
Minnesota.
doing? Yeah, Minnesota. Susan Elwell said she's listening to us while she shops.
Thank you, Susan. I appreciate that.
That's fun company. I used to do that when I traveled alone a lot. I would just listen to podcasts and things like that as I was walking around. So I totally get it. She said she thinks we need to start a company flipping RVs.
Oh boy, we would be like that. What's that really that couple with the really cute blonde and the guy, and they had two kids.
Flipper flop.
Yeah, we'd probably end up like that because it was very stressful working on this.
Well, it didn't help that we chose 90 degrees, like a heat
That's
wave
true.
in Tennessee.
The humidity.
And so it was just, and we didn't know what we were doing. So
yeah. No,
I mean, we know a lot more
now,
having gone through it now. A lot of different things, and it's different in a lot of senses from doing a home renovation.
Dealing
with different things.
thing about this, it's kind of like a labor of love. This would not be something that I would want to do for anybody for any money, because it's not worth it to me. It was worth it to me for this because this is our house. I wanted to make something nice that we were living in. Maybe if it was a friend and they said, hey, could you help us out? Yeah, I would do that. But I could not do that and make a living at it because it's just too much hard work.
Well, it's
stressful
hard work.
too.
It's stressful. It's one thing where there were a couple things, and if you look really close, you
there are
can tell
imperfections. Yeah.
that we were newbies at it. But if it's just for you, you're like, I can live with it. but if it were for someone else, I think it'd be a lot.
Yeah, if you're taking money for it, it has to be perfect.
But then again, going back to Fixer Upper, which is a show I absolutely love, so I had to incorporate shiplap somewhere in here. That they went back on one of their episodes where they went all the way back to their very first flip house.
Oh,
and they look at some of the things that they did, and you're like, wow, Joanna, that's like nowhere near the level that you do. But they grew, and the same thing with Chip. He knew.
So bringing that back around to us, think about if you go back to look at some of our first videos, or maybe our first live chat. That has got to be painful.
Yeah,
I might do it, but I might just be the whole time just like, oh no.
Yeah,
no.
I'm gonna.
But yeah, you just get better at it as you go. We were talking with Living the RV Local Life, Renee, the other day, and she had mentioned that, you know, her videos weren't exactly where she wanted them. She wants to
Diary
get
of a
going.
Family, loved your reno. Is there a story behind the turtle picture?
Yeah, so first off, thank you guys so
Thank
much
you.
for that super chat. It's much appreciated. Guys, if you haven't checked out Garrett yet, go check out that channel. They've got some great live streams. We were on their live stream before. He's working on something that's pretty exciting right now. I don't know if he wants anybody to know about it, so I won't say it. But he showed me some previews of things that he's doing, and there's some really good stuff. But if you're interested in that channel,
Yep.
that new channel, check out Diary of a Family, because they've got a great channel over there.
And we will put, after the show, we will put a link to their channel down below. We feature all of our Super Chat supporters for the week in our descriptions for that week, and you also get a shout out in
On
the
our
next
Saturday's
video. So thank you again.
Yes. Real quick, and then we just told Renee, basically, Renee, it's just something that you get better the more you do it. Just keep
Yes.
plugging away. So.
Now on to the turtle.
Okay. Yes, the turtle. So go ahead. You can tell that story.
Okay. The turtle is my spirit animal. I just
like turtles.
Yeah, I like
If anybody's seen that YouTube channel, you know what I'm talking about.
But I've just always loved turtles. We lived in Hawaii for a while.
Yep.
I worked at a college whose unofficial mascot was a turtle.
Yeah, they were the Buccaneers, really, but.
But everything at the school is turtle based. If Rod Schultz was in the room, he'd know exactly what I'm talking about. And then I even have a tattoo of a turtle. So
I wasn't gonna say that. I was leaving that to you.
So when I saw this in the store, I bought this even before we bought this ring.
Yeah.
And I knew that anything I did, that would have to find a way in the design element. And then when I started thinking of this theme, I knew that was what I wanted to see when I walked in the front door.
Yep.
Or the only door. When I walked in the door, that's the first thing I saw. So
Yeah.
that's
So that's a
the
good
turtle.
question. Thanks for asking that.
Pam and Jim from our new neighborhood.
Hey guys, GMC family there.
Yes, and they said, how did your son like the crazy lightning storm last night?
He actually messaged us about
it
that.
was like 11:30, 11:45 here, and he said it was just crazy. I saw a news article this morning, over 1,200 lightning strikes in the area during a short period of time.
I think his words were, it's popping everywhere here.
Yeah, they lost power for a short period of time, and his building had generators, so you guys must have had just a crazy
What a show, man. I would have loved to pull out the GoPro, set it on time lapse, and just pull out the popcorn and enjoy the show, man.
Yes. Now, I do want to say, Pam, early on I had said you had inspired me. My original plans had a lot of yellows and whites in here, and that did not work. I had bought this really nice wallpaper,
Yeah.
regular wallpaper. I had prepped and primed the walls and put it up, and within 2 days it just started peeling away. I could not get a regular wallpaper to stay on
In
the
some places
walls.
it was okay, but there were other places where the wall
It just
maybe
wouldn't
flexed
stick.
a little bit. Yeah.
So I found the best product were these heavy duty peel and stick wallpapers. Now I put them in the description underneath yesterday's video, so if you wanted to check those out, they're fantastic. They're so easy to work with. So if you're doing any reno and you want that instant redo,
Yeah.
get the peel and stick wallpapers, because
It's
I
much
wouldn't do
quicker
anything
too.
else.
Much
Yes.
quicker, yeah.
Justin and Christina said really love the reno. They're thinking of something similar.
Awesome.
I can't wait to see. I
Awesome.
told them we're going to
Yeah.
live vicariously through them now, is that we follow their stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So Buddy the Deep Dog laughed when I said the dogs and Russ were messy ones. So Stacy said, I think everyone needs to see the Reno in person.
That's right, Stacy's seen it in person.
It's really so much cooler in person. The camera quite captured the space created in there. Yeah, we were all standing in here, had plenty of room to move around. Abby was making her way. I am shocked at the amount of room, and that was one of the other reasons we opted to have just a table that would pull out when we occasionally need to use it, because we like the flexibility of having more room to walk around. I even had one person ask me, did we have a bump out for our rig? Did our rig have the bump out with that picture? And it's like, no, we do not have a bump out. We're just all one unit with no bump outs. So RV Nomads 365 said, can't wait to see a longer video. Yeah, we'll do a more in-depth how we did certain
So
things.
if we don't do a more in-depth video, like I said, Kerry has an ultimate renovation blog with lots of pictures and lots of information in there, so look forward to that.
It's not out yet, but it'll come out. Speaking of, I can't remember who asked for it Friday night during the live stream, but they asked
Several people did.
Where can we find out about all these events that are going on? I updated the website with a widget along the right side that says upcoming events. Now, I haven't populated it with all the events yet, but it's there. So in the future, if you're looking where we will be, certain events that are going on, that's where you can go to. You go to theroadsweroam.com. It'll be on the right-hand side of the homepage, and you can just click in. It'll bring a calendar and show you where we'll be, when we'll be, and all that. So I'll have all those updated as well. Two Doves got the Skynet thing.
Figure Ace would, yeah.
Skyroam, Justin and Christina answered, Skyroam is a portable internet service provider. After 1 gig in your day, they throttle you even on their unlimited plan. Yeah,
well, that would last us about 10 hours.
Yeah.
We go through a lot with uploading, so.
Rosebud said they think that there might be a way to keep the unlimited with 4G. So I think that's something, you know, people should keep their eye on. I do know with this merger with T-Mobile and Sprint, within the next year, something is supposed to be coming out of that to rival the Verizon plans.
Yeah, so right now we're just sticking with Verizon.
Robert said, flipping RVs could be interrupted as having them blow over too.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
true.
Interpreted, yeah.
And Diarrhea Family said, nope, not yet.
Okay.
You can't divulge the secret just
But
yet. It's
check out Diary of a Family's channel. Anyways, they've got some great stuff. They interview some great people, including us.
So Donna said she did a retreat on Maui, and the turtle was her spirit animal also.
There you go.
I knew that's why we got along, Donna.
Mine is the shark.
And that's because he got bit by one.
I did. When I was 17 years old, I was skipping school. 52 stitches later, and a very angry mother and father. But the bragging rights were there, and it was cool because I'd go into, like, I remember one day we went into a Pizza Hut. My best friend was a wrestler, and he had some crazy knee injury from wrestling. He was on crutches. I had this crazy bandage and cast for my shark bite, and we go into Pizza Hut, and the girl asked, what happened to you guys? And I remember saying, I was viciously and savagely attacked by a shark. So yeah, that was kind of a girl magnet too. Not a lot of people could say that. Not anymore. Anymore, it's just a nasty scar on the
You're
foot.
so lucky I didn't know you back then. I totally called you out. Stacy said turtle symbolism represents persistence, endurance, and longevity, and learning how to slow down.
Yeah.
See, there we go. I think that's a good representation for our rig
I
here.
wonder what a shark is. I'll have to Google that.
So Adria has another question about the Reno. She said, how did we do the painting? Base coat or did you sand? I'm scared of the work, especially the painting. For the cabinets, I got what they have it on Amazon called a Nouveau paint kit. It has everything in there that you need, but I did buy this other stuff. I think it was called Gloss Off. So I washed everything down with this Gloss Off, and then I did a fine grade sandpaper over it, and then wiped it all down again, and then I painted everything. It took about 3 coats to cover everything, but yes, I did do a very fine grit sandpaper.
But
after
not too
I washed
much,
it all down.
because I'm allergic to sawdust.
I had to really keep it minimal, and that's where that Gloss Off kind of limited the amount that I had to sand.
Yeah.
Because I guess it's got something in it that helps the paint adhere. So
Yeah, so
That's
I
what
think
we're-
it was probably one of the easier. I think that's probably the easier way to attack that, because there really wasn't a whole lot of sanding like you would think when it comes to a varnished surface. You know, where you would have to just take it
Yeah.
straight down to the wood.
But what you have to be careful with in RVs, at least older RVs like this, and this is the reason why we had to paint. All the doors, the faces, are wood, but all of the base structure is MDF with this laminate paper that
Yeah.
looks like wood, and we had to redo it because it was curling and breaking off at
Fading,
all the corners, and it had faded over time. So if you looked really closely, the base of the cabinet was like a lighter color, and all the cabinet faces were darker.
Yeah,
So-
this one right here where the dinette was actually
Yeah.
turning like a pinkish color.
Yeah, it was a very pinkish mauve color thing. So you're really forced to paint, and sanding that area down and prepping that will save you a lot of headache in the long run. And by us ripping out one entire dinette seat, because that one was the worst one, didn't even have to deal with that one.
Yeah, I got kind of scared when I realized we were pulling that dinette out, because that was a little bit more of a major deconstruction, but it came out real nice.
JT and DT are here, joining us from
Guys.
El Paso. Pam and Jim said our reno video ended up being 17 minutes, and I had to jump through hoops on YouTube for them to post. I wonder why.
Well, I don't know how it is now, but back in the day, you couldn't have longer than 10 minutes if you had less than X amount of subscribers.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not sure what it is nowadays. It may not even exist. But yeah, you know, we just wanted to give everybody a glimpse of it. We didn't want to do this really long, drawn out video that was exhaustive or that really told everything, because that's not about us. We're not like that, but our blog will be like that. But the video, we just wanted to give everybody a glimpse of the new, you know, so they could see what it was
What's
like. in there.
possible to do, and then I'll go more in depth on the other stuff, and maybe we'll just do some of those how-to video clips. We'll just embed them directly into the website on the blog
Yeah,
post.
yeah.
So we'll do that. Blue Wave Odyssey.
Hey, Bob, how's it going, man?
But I was like, Blue Wave Bob Odyssey.
Yeah, Blue Wave Odyssey changed his
yes.
name.
Don't confuse me like that. They're at a rest area right now.
Awesome.
He said, this is complicated using a laptop with no mouse. Hello.
Man,
So
I
Bob
know.
may be slower in chatting back with y'all. That's his disclaimer right there. Our new neighborhood said, I also think it's important too when painting to let things cure between coats.
Yeah.
It was definitely a learning curve for us. Yes. And you always hope no one looks too close. Yes, if you do come in, you're only allowed to glance right through.
Oh, be quiet.
Sorry.
It's not that bad. No, but you know, just because you are living in it, there are a couple areas that need a little bit of a touch up. Most of those are lower to the ground where your feet are moving around and stuff like that. But overall, it's holding up nicely and it looks nice. I mean, we've had this portion completely done now for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, about 2.5.
Yeah.
2.5 weeks. The Art Forum is here. I now know how to
Hey.
say their name.
Welcome.
And they said, hello, Reno looks wonderful. The turtle is my favorite. What is your favorite part of the mod?
So go ahead. I'll let you go.
I love the teal color in the bedroom. I told Russ that's my happy color.
Yeah.
So I had to work that in somewhere. And for you?
For me, it would be the floor. This flooring that we got is fantastic. You know, with having 2 dogs, and I guess me being super dirty, there's a lot of stuff gets on the ground, and we would have to vacuum and even comb daily.
Yeah.
But now we just Swiffer or sweep, and it's all clean. So mine would be the floor. Kerry did a good job of picking out this floor. It went in nicely. It was one day. It's pretty thick. I mean, it's about this thick.
It's the 12 millimeter.
Yeah, but it's click and lock. So once we got the idea of how to do it, it went in quick. It was fast.
It just took that little bit of learning curve and
Yeah.
remembering to do the stagger
Yeah.
per row. I had talked with Renee from Living the RV Local Life, and they had to redo their flooring because when they first did it, they just kind of went in and then realized everything was all set up right, and they didn't do the stagger, so they had to pull it out and do it all over again. So just remembering and learning, I would say measure 5 times, cut once, and don't use
I'm still thinking about this, guys. I had this video and I deleted it since, but Kerry hands me this piece of wood and she had made like 3 changes to it, and there was like scribble marks and, you know, not this, this, and this. I said, I've got to show her, I've got to show everybody what I get to work with to cut. She's like, no. So then I went outside. I didn't have the camera on. I was like, look guys, this is what Kerry gives me. She's like, no. But it was hilarious. But
I probably would have let you now, but that was in the middle of sweat drenching.
Oh yeah, I get it.
And I was like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you if you share that.
I knew better.
But did you spill coffee?
Nope, it was empty.
Oh, you got lucky. Although it would have been on our pergo flooring.
And so not the
laminate flooring.
The carpeting.
But you know what? I think the thing that made the biggest transformation, besides the floor, is the dinette seat.
Oh yeah, getting rid of that. Getting rid of the 2 couches. We hadn't planned on getting rid of both of them. We had only planned on getting rid of one. But once we pulled it out, laid the floor out, started getting down, Kerry said there's...
I couldn't imagine bringing it back in.
Yeah, she said that is not going back in.
No, I would be sitting on the floor with a pillow before I brought that thing back in.
So I think that's where this big bench came from. Kerry had to come up with another idea. We were looking at buying furniture set. The way we were going was about $800 more expensive than what we ended up with. And to be honest, I think we have more functionality and a better look this way as well.
Oh yeah, and then the storage, that we just have so much storage, although we have found it probably would be a little easier. We had thought about doing hinged seating.
Blue Wave Bob's taking off. Hey, thanks, Blue Wave Bob.
Bye, Bob. We thought about doing
or
the
Blue Wave Odyssey. There I go again.
And we were so exhausted at the time, we're like, nope, it's good enough. We found functional wise, it will probably get upgraded here in a bit to have the hinge.
Yeah, we're totally going to do that. It makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. But we've got tons of space. I'm doing good. I caught up the majority. If I missed anybody's important comments, please repeat them, because my hand did slip at one moment. But Donna is going to watch Pearl. And,
very cool.
and you know, in Phoenix and Scottsdale area where Donna's from, they do have water restrictions. Yeah. So there's certain days that you can water, certain times you can do certain things. So we totally get that. But she's got her cool little Tab 320S.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quite adorable.
Neat little rig. Yeah.
So Tuesday we are heading to Hershey.
Yep.
And we will be
there bright and early.
We want to give you guys a heads up. We will be temporarily going back to our everyday streaming.
Not streaming, everyday posting.
Everyday posting. So we will be from the Hershey show giving you sneak peeks into things, interviews with some people. We have some really good ones lined up.
Yeah, so just to name a couple real quick, we're going to be talking with Paul Chamberlain, the Air Force guy. We'll also be talking with Harvest Hosts. We've reached out to them, and they're going to sit down and have a discussion with us. So we'll be doing an interview with them
and Steve Turtle.
Steve Turtle, yeah.
So we do have a bunch for you this week. So if you haven't seen enough of us already, you'll get us every day, Tuesday.
Boy, I'm kind of nervous about going back to everyday posting.
We've done it.
Yeah, we did it for 6 months straight.
Yeah,
well, not 6 months, but like 5 months straight. We did daily posting, and that was a grind. That was tough. So it'll be interesting to see, to jump back into that.
Yes, I mean, we were just so crazy. Every day we would wake up, and that's all the day revolved around, trying to find it. And we had talked with a couple other people before about if you're starting channels, content, it's stressful to try to come up with new content every day and things to talk about. Now this is a little different because we're at a show and there is content galore.
Oh yeah.
So I think
there's a lot of interest too.
So Robert Stitch, I had missed his comment earlier.
Okay.
He said, I guess Russ would be very dirty if he tried metal detecting swampland.
Yeah, but you know, hey, I'm game. I'll detect it. If there's treasure, history, yeah.
There's alligators.
If there's
That's what I'm
history,
saying.
yeah. Well, I've dealt with sharks, so I can deal with alligators, I
snakes.
guess. Yeah, no, I don't like snakes.
He doesn't like snakes.
But no, yeah, metal detecting is a very dirty hobby. I know but the most dirty hobby is bottle digging. I went bottle digging with a buddy of mine named Brandon. He has adventure archaeology, and I just got filthy. I mean, we were 15 feet down and like 5 feet under, and I came home and Kerry's like, you have rocks in your hair. Not just dirt, but rocks, because we were way under. But we found bottles, some old 1800s bottles and stuff. It was a blast. But yeah, it's a dirty hobby.
And dangerous.
Any type,
You gotta be very careful.
any type of digging is dirty.
Two Doves said Hershey's fun. They wish they could be here.
Yeah,
with
we
us,
wish you could be here too.
especially with them looking for a new rig. So
Yeah.
they're thinking about leaving their casita. They haven't even started their corn harvesting yet because of the weather. That's one of the things about those harvest, like the sugar beet harvest.
Yeah, it's all weather dependent. So what is if you're still here, I'm wondering what's the holdup? Is it too hot, too wet, too what? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know what they
What the
want.
holdup is.
And is your contract for just like a 2 to 3 week time or whatever can be harvested in that, or do they extend your time? Does that get bumped out? Curious about that. Buddy the Jeep Dog said, looking forward to your Hershey videos. My wife's from Hershey, and we love it.
Yeah, we like the Hershey area.
Yeah, we've been here last week.
Yeah,
So
we've been bebopping all around between Harvest Hosts, Walmarts.
we're starting to recognize things now.
Yeah, Walmarts. What are they called? The place we eat breakfast.
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrels and Home Depots. Home Depots where we go to get Wi-Fi. It's fantastic. I don't know if anybody knows, but if you're in this area, it seems that most giant grocery stores also has
Really
Wi-Fi.
fast.
That's
Really fast.
that's where that video yesterday was uploaded, and it was like that. So there are a lot of places that have Wi-Fi that you can go hang out with. You know, one of the things we've done too is we've even visited parks during the day. We've gone to nice parks, camped out, did our work. You know, I actually have a full-time job that I work with as well, so I was doing that while we were there. Kerry was busy redesigning the website, getting all kinds of new widgets and stuff up there. But it's different when you're circling in an area and you really don't. Our plan is just to get to Hershey, and we wanted to get here a little bit early, but it's difficult trying to find places where you're not overstaying your welcome. So we've just been doing this cycle of Walmarts, Cracker Barrels, Home Depots, parks, and
So
wash
we will
and
be
repeat.
staying at a state park tomorrow night.
Yes, we have plug-in.
But that'll be our first plug-in
And
since
what?
Gatlinburg.
Like 14 days,
Yeah.
13, 14 days
So
of no plug-in, no tank
we just
dumping.
had the one night in Gatlinburg,
Yep,
not last Thursday, the Thursday before.
yeah.
But everything else, we've just been boondocking and moving around.
We are at the end of our water. We need fresh water, but
The last time we filled up water was in Tennessee.
In Tennessee, yeah, 14
So-
days ago.
Stop Eating Explorer said, what new RV are you going to buy at Hershey?
No, nothing right now. We're gonna
No.
stick with Boone.
Put too much work into this right
Yeah.
now.
I mean,
Although
if something was offered up free, well, heck.
Well, that's not gonna happen. So I'm working on plan B, is the outside.
You know
of the
what
rig.
though? Really too. I mean, I see some of these really nice, amazing rigs that come in and park where we've been parking, and I look up top, just like this one right out here that's pulling up to get gas. It has no solar on it. I mean, it's a beautiful rig, but honestly, for us, this is. I would rather be in this than that behemoth of a beautiful looking machine. We have
Beautiful.
960 watts of solar. We can roll. You know, we pull into these places and you see people immediately pull in, bump their generators on, and sometimes I forget that they don't have that option. I'm like, why are you bumping your generator
okay.
on?
That totally just reminded me what happened yesterday. Y'all gotta hear this. So we were at a Walmart parking lot and I was on the phone.
Yep.
We had the door open with just the screen just to let some air in.
Yep.
This car comes flying up right next to our rig and they honk their horn. So Russ goes to the door. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I get to the door and there's this lady sitting there and she's like, hey, I need help. Can you give me some cash? And I was like, I'm sorry, we don't carry cash. We live in an RV, and it's not wise to keep a lot of cash on us. And she says, "Are they with you?" There was an RV just above us. I was like, "Nope. Go check them out. They got lots of cash."
I mean, the fact that she just
Yeah.
raced up to our rig,
And beat the horn. Didn't
honked
even
the horn, didn't even get
out. Yeah, yeah.
And then asked for cash. I was just totally shocked. I mean, that was like my second shock in 2 days, because the day before that at the Harvest Host,
Oh yeah.
we're in this big field. And, I mean, a big field. And this person comes and parks within 4 feet of our
Pulls in
rig.
right next to us.
Right next to us, and then starts running their generator, which in the evening that was fine. But then at like 5:45 in the morning, they start running their generator again, and then they did a Harvest Toast no-no.
Yeah.
They unhitched and then they left.
Oh, they did that twice. They unhitched the night before and then unhitched again in the morning and left. So
Okay, RV Nomads. I'm going to read the comment. Let me scroll down. It said, as always, we appreciate your support. You guys rock.
RV Nomad 365,
RV
right?
Nomads 365.
Thank you so much for that super chat.
Thank you again
Much
so
appreciated. Check that channel out. They are really hitting it when it comes to putting out videos
Yep.
there. They're a new
We'll
up and coming
put
channel.
that link down below just after the show, so
Yep.
when you have some time and you want to find a new channel, check them out.
Along with Diary of a Family, all those super chats that happened this week. So the way those Saturdays go is if you super chatted Friday to Sunday, you're in that next Saturday's
Yep.
video. So you guys won't be in this Saturday's video, but the next Saturday's video. But you'll be listed. Abby just bumped the stuff. You'll be listed in this underneath in the description in this one, as well as Fridays.
So Garrett from Diary of Family has a question for you.
Okay.
Wants to know what your best find is, metal detecting.
My best find? Well, that's it's a tough question. I guess maybe you might, like my oldest coin that I've ever found, people might say that would be the best find. Because if I tell you what my favorite best find is, you're going to be like, oh, you know. But, so I think maybe my coolest old find took place in England, and I found a 92 AD, what do they call those? Denarius. Roman denarius from Constantine, from Emperor Constantine, 892 AD. But my favorite find happened right here in the United States, and it was a, they call it float copper. You can only get those up north, like in the Superior region, Wisconsin, Michigan and stuff. It was a 1 pound copper nugget that floated down on the glaciers. So that was, to me, that's super cool. So that's my favorite. But I love finding Indian Wars artifacts. I got a couple of permissions out west in Texas that I hunt, and I find some cavalry cross sabers. Always do the happy dance when I find cross saber stuff. Cavalry buttons, regular general service eagle buttons, stuff like that. I like Indian War stuff, and so that's always there. Yeah, I'll just keep going and going about that stuff.
On that
But
one.
yeah,
Okay,
that's it.
I'll see you later. Rosebud's Travels said when we're in Hershey, we should have some chocolate martinis.
Oh, chocolate anything, of course. Thank you. I had never heard of chocolate martinis, but I will have one now.
Lewis said, Russ, you should come play with the alligators with me, since you said you're not afraid of alligators.
Well, I saw Lewis. I'm gonna have to get me a holster, kind of like the one you got, and I'll go metal detecting and playing in the swampland with you. I got a couple of toys to show you when we get out there.
Robert Stitch says his mother freaks out most of the time she sees a big snake too.
Yeah. Well, me and your mom would get along then. Yeah, I don't like snakes.
Buddy the Jeep Dog said, are you staying for the fall antique car show in October? It's worth it. No, we have to, so right after here, we have to head over to Indiana.
Yep.
And then after Indiana, we have to head all the way up to Plattsburgh, New York.
Yeah, I've got my work up there, metal detecting.
That does sound very cool.
Yeah.
I love the Antique Automobile Car Association. We went to their museum.
Yeah, we'll be doing
2 miles from Hershey.
From Hershey. We'll be doing a Harvest Host on that. It was a great site.
Adria said, gotta run, wishing everyone a blessed day.
Thanks, Adria.
All right, bye, Adria. But your mother's here,
Oh.
so she's feeling better, everyone.
Good, thanks.
She didn't get to join us Friday night.
I'm
she's
glad you're
back.
feeling better, Mom.
Our new neighborhood said one of our son's employees was going magnet fishing this past week. We're happy to know what he was talking about thanks to Russ, instead of others asking how you get
That is
fish
so
with a
much fun
magnet.
because you just never know what you're going to pull up. It's usually just a bunch of junk. You know what's funny is buddies of mine that metal detect and magnet fish, they said, and it's so true, we have discrimination on our detectors. It'll let us know if it's a ferrous target, which means iron, and we won't dig the iron stuff because there is no good relic that's iron. I mean, I guess there are iron artifacts, but we want the stuff that's non-ferrous, buttons, pewters, stuff like that. What's funny is they said, yeah, we'll go out and we won't dig anything metal, won't bend over to dig anything iron, but we'll spend all day pulling iron targets out of the water. You know, which is true because a magnet won't get non-ferrous targets. It's only going to get iron, you know, iron-based targets, which we totally disregard when we go metal detecting.
Agreed. So you can get 2 for 1. That you can spend a whole day in an area of magnet fish part of it, but then you can take your detector down to go find all the gold rings and
There you
things
go.
like that later on.
There you go.
See, I told. Okay, thank you, Mom. Your mom says, and it's here in writing, your face looks thinner.
Oh, well,
So see,
we are doing intermittent fasting. So kind of eat, what, 6 hours a day, and the rest of the day you don't eat?
8.
8.
Yeah, 16/8. So Two Doves answered your question about the delay for the corn
Mhm.
harvest. They said it's been too cold. The corn
Oh.
hasn't matured enough, so, but they can only stay to the 18th. So it sounds like that weather-wise, if you're doing these sugar beet harvests and
Yeah.
stuff like that, that'll just bump your season and you can hang out in that area until then.
Mhm.
But I'm assuming
Yeah, they've
you
got
don't
other
get
plans. I
paid
think they're
for it.
working at Amazon.
Yeah.
So they've got to get rolling
They
to
gotta
Amazon.
head out. Nomad 365, RV Nomad 365 said we can't find the decals for our Skyline Koala.
Hmm.
So is it the Koala? That's the brand of the
I
RV,
don't know.
I think.
Yeah.
So the decal. Oh yeah. Okay. So decals, and that's one of the things we're kind of running into. If we want to fix the outside of this,
Yeah, I think you just wrap at that point.
I'm
you know.
thinking that's what if we ever get to the point where we can do that.
Wrap can be expensive, especially in a Class A like this. You're looking over, $7 grand for something like this. So it just really depends on how much you want to get into it. But I don't know, maybe somebody else here. I know a couple of graphic artists. I dabble in Photoshop, but you wouldn't want Photoshop. You'd want Illustrator to do this. So if you are interested in getting those custom made, I know at least 3 people who are graphics artists. 2 of them I know personally. I've worked with their work, and then one you might want to reach out to is Lou from Eat, Sleep, RV, Repeat.
Yeah.
I know she's a graphic artist, and I've seen some of the work she's done electronically. Looks fantastic. So you might want to reach out to her.
Yeah, and then just have it printed.
Yeah,
so that
if
you
not,
have
I
it.
know a guy that does this. I mean, that does vehicle outside graphics, not just wraps, but graphics outside. So if you're interested, send us a private message or email us through the website, and I can get you his name.
So while we were talking about the Walmart bit, Robert Stitch said Walmart's not generally associated with tranquility. No, it's not. However, this was a first for us.
Yeah, this one was. So we were at a Walmart last night that was pretty good, and we had originally planned at staying at a different Walmart, and by the time I got 50 feet in the door of that Walmart, because I had to go in and buy some stuff for dinner that night, I walked out. I told Carrie, I was like, we're out of here. She said, I'm already looking at it, because I guess she had the same experience outside that I was having inside. It was just not the most comfortable feeling of places. So that's a great thing about this. If we were in a hotel and we had prepaid for something like this, and you've got to book rooms, we might have been stuck there, but we aren't. We're in the RV, so we can just say, boom, we're out of here. And that's what we did. We moved to a much nicer Walmart
That was
to
very
stay.
nice. Parked right next to a Super C Red Bull truck.
Yeah, they were factory team KTM and Red Bull. I was pretty excited. I used to
It was a
race
very nice
motocross
rig.
back in my day, but yeah, that was a nice rig.
So RV Nomads 365 asks, do you have a special kind of metal detector? Looks a lot like fun. Does he?
Yeah, so I work for Fisher Research Labs as well as Technetics metal detectors and Bounty Hunter metal detectors. They're all owned by the same company. Bounty Hunter's the stuff that you're going to find. It's good stuff, but it's just not on the level of like Fisher and Technetics. But it's the same company that makes them. You'll find those in like Cabela, Bass Pro Shop, stuff like that, where Fisher and Technetics are more of the serious stuff. If you're interested in that as well, I can get you a good deal on some detectors. But yeah, I have I have like 10 detectors with us because I'm doing videos for work. But to do what I do, I own 3 different detectors. I have one that's submersible down to 250 feet. I don't dive, I don't scuba dive, but it's just the one that we make. The submersible one we make goes all the way down to 250. I take it wading, like chest deep. But so I have that for underwater hunting, and it's meant specifically for saltwater, but works in freshwater as well. And then I have a kind of a gold, well not kind of, but I have a gold detector, which is it works for gold nuggets real well, and it also works for relics. I use it for relics. And I also have a T2 from Technetics, which is a metal detector that's a good all-around detector, but it's very deep, very powerful. I use that for most of my hunting. Kerry uses the G2 Plus, which is the same thing as my gold detector, but it was that gold detector repackaged into a relic machine, and she's absolutely lethal with that thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
I saw a follow-up one pop up on here. They said they want the high roller detector.
High roller detector.
What
Well,
would
we
that one
have
be?
some well, for us, we're coming out with a brand new one right now. It's called the Impulse AQ. It does something that no other metal detector in the world does. One interesting thing about that, it's called pulse. It's pulse induction. Our engineer that made it's like, it's not pulse induction, it's yada yada yada. But basically it's pulse induction. But pulse induction is not supposed to be able to discriminate. It's super deep, but the bad thing about pulse induction is you don't know if you're digging a hairpin 2 feet deep or if you're digging a gold ring. Well, with this Impulse AQ that's getting ready to come out in a couple of months, it discriminates and it's pulse induction. But we also have the F75 LTD and the T2 LTD. Those are great detectors. You'll never grow out of them. They're very powerful, yet the learning curve is very easy on those.
So Diary Family said we'll have to treasure hunt chat when we meet up.
Oh yeah, of
Deal.
course. As you can see, I don't shut up when it comes to treasure hunting.
But he does mean it. If you are interested, reach out to us.
Yeah, I've got some special deals that I can get you some great deals on. Just come to me directly. Don't go through the dealers and distributors that are marking stuff up for you.
He'll take care of you.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Mary's here. So
Hey,
getting
Mary.
an RV. Last Friday she was here an hour early.
Yes,
And
we
said now,
appreciate
but
that.
she's here. So, but you didn't beat Donna this time, Mary.
Yes.
So I don't know. You're slipping. So Rosebud's Travels talking about the image. They said need a vector image for graphics.
Yep, exactly. And that's why I said AI, which is Illustrator. Yep.
Where do you find the decals and stickers that advertise your YouTube channel, etc. for the rig?
So we go through a company called
Sticker
Sticker
Mule.
Mule.
And that was very easy.
What's nice about that
Got it
is,
so fast.
yeah, what's nice about that is you don't need a vector-based graphic for that. You can just have a regular JPEG or PNG or something like that for it. So yeah, Sticker Mule is the way to go. They got some great deals.
Okay, so believe it or not, they have something very close to what you're looking for. RV Nomads 365 said we want the one that gives a thumbs up if it's worth digging. So they have a little kitty one.
Yeah.
That actually has emojis.
It's called,
and it'll give you a smiley if you should dig it, and a straight face if it's
yeah,
and a sad face.
and a frown. Yeah, that was my idea. But yeah, that's called the Bounty Hunter TID or TDI tech, Bounty Hunter TID. But no, I'm telling you right now, these detectors, other than holding your hand and swinging themselves for you nowadays, they'll tell you everything. When I'm digging a target, I know I've got about a 95% idea of what it is, or at least what it's made of.
Yeah.
I say this is brass, this is silver, this is iron, this is pewter, this is lead, and I know how deep it is.
You'll see a lot of detectorists out there when they're hunting. They like to guess like that.
Yeah.
I think it's this.
Yeah.
And it's this far down.
Yeah.
And then just to see how often they're right. And at the beginning, I could not figure out how they were doing it. But after a while, I got to the point where, especially where we were doing Indian war things, I had a good idea of
Well, when
what
you're
was
digging
there.
the same targets all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, our detectors tell you what it is or what it's made of and how deep it is.
So back to RVing.
Yeah.
Back to RVing. I'm really excited about the show this week. If there is anything that anyone is curious about, or any
rigs, yeah.
that you want us to get some video coverage of, like the new version of whatever, let us know. Send us a message. Put in the comments below, however you do it, and we'll make sure to try to find it for you. And as Russ said, we're also meeting with Harvest Host people this week. So if you have any questions about their program that haven't been answered in other places, send it, and we will make sure.
Yeah,
to
that's a
answer them
great point, Kerry, because we are interviewing Harvest hosts, so we know questions we have and thoughts that we have, but if you have any questions and thoughts, fire them off to us. Either put them in the comments below or send us an email or a voicemail or something, because we will be talking directly with them.
So RV Nomads is going to contact you. They'd like to learn more about detecting. But now back to RVing. That's right, because I don't know enough about the detect. I mean, I can detect now more than what I used to.
This one who kills it out there detecting gets the best find all day when we were hunting in England, which was a what, 1585 Lizzie sixpence with the face still on it. They didn't like Elizabeth, so they just scratched her off the coinage, but Kerry's still had it very rare. And nobody else found anything. Okay, anyways, back to
I have a question
RVing.
to throw out to you all. Is there a good place to find RV manuals? Because, and the reason why I ask is we were looking for stuff so we can create a maintenance schedule for our rig, and even the simple things like what type of air filter to use.
Yeah, we struggled with that. I had to this morning, I didn't know what type of oil filter or air filters we needed, so I just had to crawl underneath and pull the numbers off the old oil filter and the old air filter. And so we are looking for a manual. So if you guys know of a good what do they call it, repository, that has information about nothing about where to get manuals, we'd like to know about that.
And you know, one of the more difficult things, this is my complaint to the industry. You can walk into Walmart and all those places, and you could, or these online guides where you type in your rig or your car, and it tells you what oil filter, cartridge, air filter, and everything. But it doesn't work for your RVs.
No, because they're all model based. So you come in there, I've got a 1999 Crown Victoria, you know, such and such.
Right.
But you try going in there and saying, I got a 1999 Damon Daybreak, you know, there's nothing like that. So I was relegated to searching. I knew we had a 460, so I was relegated to searching for other vehicles that had 460s in it.
Yeah, well, I don't like the way it's set up, and they should make more friendly. Not only that, but our rig, so if you look into buying a 99 Damon Daybreak, it always comes up as having a Chevy engine. For whatever reason, we don't have the Chevy, we have a Ford.
Yeah.
So
even the
that
guys
was a
at
little
Napa
extra.
were, they said, all I can find in the Chevy, I was like, I'm telling you, it's a Ford.
So Mary said, I heard Billy, poor Billy, she just wants to love. Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Billy gets very jealous of Abby.
She was growling, yes. That was Billy growling. And it's not that she wanted to love, she just didn't want to share her mom and dad because Abby invaded too close to the space.
Yeah. When she's lying down with us, that's when she gets very jealous of Abby.
Abby, bless her heart, will just sit there and just let Billy go through her little tirade. She won't react at all. If anything, she'll just take her paw and put it on top of Billy's head, like, chill out. But Abby's a very patient.
Yeah, she's very gentle.
Very patient, which is kind of, she would have been a great doggy mama if she had had puppies. She would have been very caring, but she's fixed, so she won't be. Hello from Michigan. Karen
Hey,
E
Karen.
is saying hello. And yes, sweet Abby.
Yes,
She is
She's
very,
a
very
sweetheart.
sweet. I'm also, so going back to another thing for maintenance wise, going through the truck wash
Mhm.
bit. I will say I'm kind of nervous. It seems just daunting that that's meant for trucks.
Yeah, well, we took,
Like if you're not a trucker, does it look odd if you show up in those?
yeah, I've seen a lot of RVers do it, a lot of YouTubers do it, so I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about how, if they're using pressure, if, you know, all of our windows and stuff are tight. We're about to find out.
That's
But
true.
we took the little guy Max through a truck car wash once outside of Arizona just before we
But
went
it
in.
didn't seem like it wasn't a blue beacon. It was just
It
like
wasn't
some
a
big
blue beacon.
shed with some guys.
Yeah, but
that-
it was a truck
That's
car
right.
wash because there was a semi truck in front of us and a semi truck behind
It
us.
was literally right by this KOA. It was
Well,
this big barn.
That's
shed
what
thing
this
with a
is
sign.
too. If you look at it, when we drove past, it's a big building. It's not a shed, but it's a big building with a couple of guys in it because they have like 5 stalls where you're taking trucks through. It's the same thing.
Oh, I have to call Russ out on something. How he talked before about
Well, that's
knowing
it, guys.
your
We
height.
got 60 minutes.
Knowing your height and your weight. So the other day we're driving through and he used to have them.
Yeah.
But when we did the renovation, we pulled them out. He had these little stickers. So we're driving through and there's this covered bridge. And it says 12-1. And as we're going to enter it, Russ is like, how tall are we again?
No, I did it way before.
No, it was really close.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, well, you know, you just don't, like I said, when you don't have those stickers there, it's very easy to second guess yourself, even when you know.
Yeah.
Even when you know that you can fit under that, it's like 12 inch or 12 foot. Man, we got to be close to that. But no, it's always a good idea so you're not worried about
So
that.
that was our last bit of knowledge
Yeah.
for the weekend.
And we are over an hour now by 1 minute 35 seconds. If you guys have any last minute questions or comments, now would be the time. Otherwise, Kerry and I are going to be signing off here in just a couple minutes.
And get an oil change and a truck wash.
Yes, yes.
And then it'll rain tomorrow, watch.
Well, we'll still have an oil change.
That's right. Well, Stacy Forrest took over since Donna had to leave, and she's
Okay.
singing the Happy Trails.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Stacy.
Deborah Cadabra, Rosebud, Pam and Jim, they're all signing off. And go Seahawks today. says
Yes,
Jim.
yes. For all you guys who super chatted today, thank you so much. We will put you in the description below and give you another shout out in Saturday's video coming up here.
Okay, one last bit from Johnny's Tiny Creek Side Cottage. It threw me off because there's vegetables in
Okay.
this. I'm editing a video about pickles out of lemon cucumbers, making pickles out of lemon cucumbers. I grew this summer, and the next one is a Casita camper I went to go see yesterday.
Awesome, awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. What we typically do is on Fridays we have a big video shout out where you're able to shout out your videos. And that is a fantastic thing. We'll remember that. If you're not on, we will try to mention that video again this coming Friday.
Yep.
If you are on, please feel free to shout it out because we want everybody to know all the cool content that's out there. So if that's it, I guess we'll say
That is
goodbye
it.
now. Thank you everybody so much. You made our Sunday so much better. And we look forward to seeing you every day of the week next week starting Tuesday. And we will still be doing our Friday night live chat. We might have people at our meetup there if everything
So you
works
might
out.
see some friendly faces, or at least a peanut gallery with comments that are live. So.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us.
All right, bye.
Take
Safe
care.
travels.